It's time now to get the hell out of your life. A weekly broadcast with real people, sharing real struggles and offering real hope. Today's show will encourage, inspire, and empower you to face life's challenges with a bold confidence and renewed hope. Now, let's join our host, Ron Meyers, the promoter.
Well, friends, it is so good to be with you today. I've had my coffee with Jesus, my conversations with Jesus, and I'm fired up. I'm ready to talk to you and encourage you and empower you. And if you've never had any coffee with Jesus, just some quiet time, maybe early morning, no one's around, it's just you and Jesus, and you get to share your heart. You get to share your concerns, your worries, your fears, whatever it is. And then Jesus does what he does best: minister to each of us individually, to every single need that we have, that goes all the way back to the day we were born, every experience, everything that we've ever went through. He knows exactly what is bothering you. He knows what excites you. He knows that sometimes your concerns are more, you think about them more than you should, because he wants your problems. If he can take your problems and you'll give them to him willingly, he will then allow you to go do life, go do what you need to do. Don't worry. You'll have some peace. You'll have some joy, because you know while you're working, while you are taking care of your children or your business or your parents or your grandparents, that he's working on them. You can sleep at night and know that he's working on them. Friends, that is the only way I have got through life, because life is tough. Life is tough for every single human being. And if anybody tells you it's a bed of roses, they're lying to you. They're probably a glorified salesman and going to sell you something you absolutely don't even need. But you do need rest. You do need peace. If I asked you right now what you want for Christmas, I know a lot of you would say, I just want some peace in my life. I just want some worry-free days in my life. I just don't want to worry about money and all the things that are happening. And friends, I relate with that. I think we all relate with that, because every single one of us goes through cycles in life. We have our hills, we have our mountaintops, and then we have those low valleys. And this show, Get the Hell Out of Your Life, is all about encouraging you and empowering you to become who God has created you to become. I think there are a lot of people listening right now that I call you a tea kettle person, that you have all these things that have been built up inside of you. It's like a teapot on a burner. It's boiling and boiling, and it's ready to explode. You don't know what you're going to do, because you are a tea kettle person and you don't want to lose control. You don't want to do something that you will regret. And that's what Jesus comes in. He will take all that stuff that has been boiling up over years, and he washes it away. I know people say, well, that's too hard to believe. Well, I know. That's the power of the gospel. It is just an incredible story. I mean, I let Jesus in my life, and I had eternal forgiveness. I had an intimate personal relationship with him. He lives inside me. I can talk to him. I don't have guilt and I don't have shame. And I have power in my life. I'm only an idea away from a breakthrough in my life, a divine idea. Yeah, that's pretty incredible. That's pretty almost impossible to the average person to even comprehend, to even believe. And that's why on this show, you never hear from people that believe it. You hear from people that have experienced it. Because if you don't experience the power, the joy, the love, the peace, and the mercy of Jesus, you miss out on everything that's important in life. Oh, yes, you can accomplish great things. You can make a lot of money. You can be a big boss in a big city, and you can do everything. But there's a day that comes that you won't be doing what you're doing anymore. You won't be doing it. Time has caught up with you. And when you reflect on your life, you're going to have some regrets. And some of you are going to retire to islands called Islands of Regrets. And they have little villages there called would've, should've, and could've. And you're going to think, what did I waste all my time on? Why wasn't I home more for my kids? Why did I let that boss bully me the way he did? And why did I stay at that job when I knew I had talent and skills in my life? Friends, I have met more people. When I took care of my dad in a nursing home for 8 years, I love to talk to people. I know that if you know me, that's very true. You say, yeah, Ron, you are a chatterbox. But I want to learn things. I want to extract knowledge and wisdom from older people. So a lot of the people that I talked to in that nursing home, I asked them, what kind of advice would you give people for living life, the younger person? And they would say many times the following things. They would have taken more chances. They wouldn't have spent so much time worrying about money. They would have spent more time at home in the ball games and the dance recitals and the reunions than always being at the office. They had a good life and they were ready to leave this world, but they always had in the back of their mind, what if I would have done something different? And that's what I like to do, to make you think. See, I'm not here to change anything in your life. Only you can do that. But what I can do is I can ignite a spark. I can make something inside of you begin to think. And then you begin to think. And then when you allow those conversations with Jesus, he takes your thinking and he marries it with his divine thoughts. And soon that spark becomes a passion, a vision, and you begin to see, wow, I could see myself doing that. Yes, I could see myself writing that book. I could see myself singing. I could see myself volunteering at the soup kitchen. And a new passion comes upon you. And friends, it's non-controllable because you enjoy it. You love it. You know how time flies when you're doing something you really like to do. You say, wow, where's time gone? Because you're having fun. I've never had a job in my life, friends. I've had a passion. I followed my passion. I followed my dreams. I think it really goes back to being a young little whippersnapper in Iowa. I was a troubled little kid. Out of 7 kids, I was the black sheep. I was the only one, actually, that went to a Catholic school. They thought the nuns could straighten me out. Well, that didn't work. At 11, I wanted to take my own life, but something happened in that bedroom. I heard a voice inside of me, don't hurt yourself, Ron. I have a plan. I love you. And I knew from the Catholic school that had to be Jesus. So I knew at a very young age that there is something out there. I don't really know what it is. And now as I've gone through life and all the experiences, from personal experiences, from hearing people share their stories, I have come to see this beautiful, magnificent picture of Jesus. When Jesus is the center of our life, when it's what we do when we wake up, when we go to lunch, when we go to dinner, when we go to bed, it's just Jesus. And out of that flows faith, abundance, joy, forgiveness, dreams, peace. The storms begin to depart because you know that you can't walk on water if you don't get out of the boat. And Jesus is calling you and I to stretch our dreams, to think beyond what we have accepted. What else is it that God wants you to do? You know, you go back in that dream, go back all the way to high school, what you were going to do with your life, and those things have been buried. The things that were very, very important to you, but you buried them because life caught up with you. Things just happened. But why are those thoughts, desires, and dreams, and talents, gifts, and skills deposited in each of us? because God has a plan for each of us. That's why I encourage people to always look at your finger and remind yourself there's one fingerprint. No one else has it in this world, which is my proof that I am an original, created in the factory of heaven, with God putting certain talents, skills, and abilities in me, and I can share them with the world. That's a pretty powerful thing to really believe in, and this is what I've discovered. Now, this is really important. It took me many, many, many years to actually believe in my heart what I just said. Oh, I knew it, but I didn't believe it. I thought I had to attain it by having attendance in a church building. I thought I had to attain it by good behavior every single day. But when I really understood about the power of God's grace, how when we bring Jesus into our heart, he covers every single sin in our life. We are total forgiveness, total, past, present, and future, which means he takes away the shame, the guilt, and the condemnation. Basically, he's saying, hey, now it's time for a new life. Your spirit is reborn. You're united with me. Now let's go out and do life, and let me help you become the person that you were designed to become. In simple words, that's what Jesus wants from each of us. And like I said, I always knew that, but until I actually believed it in my heart, my soul, and I knew it was absolutely true, guess what? Everything began to change. No more guilt, no more condemnation. And when someone tried to guilt me, well, you haven't been in church today, Ron. You haven't done this. You haven't done that. No, I'm doing life with Jesus. I'm okay. I'm okay. Because sometimes friends, our friends, well-meaning friends and associates can be the most negative naysayers that you'll ever meet. Because just when you make progress with Jesus, they say some boneheaded thing that makes you think, wow, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. I tell people all the time, you got to be careful who you hang around with. And that's why I love personal one-on-one conversations with Jesus. It's just me and him. It is time for each of us to have what I call a desert island mentality. You're on a desert island. You and Jesus. No Bible, no church, no television, no podcast, no nothing. You and him. Now, will you thrive? Will you survive? Or will you die? That's the mentality we have to have while this world is falling apart all around us, and it's going to get worse. That's just what this world is going to do. Jesus is coming back one day, and we'll have a new heaven and a new earth. But until then, we have to deal with some of the nonsense in this world. But to deal with it, that desert island mentality, that faith in Jesus, that waking up and saying, Jesus, what are we going to do today? I am ready, and I am willing, and I am able, and I need you to keep the people away from me that will try to rain on my parade. I need you to give me the power to say no when they want me to say yes. I need the power to remind myself on a daily basis, a minute basis, that I am a child of yours. Friends, that's powerful. I tell people we've got to, once in a while, we have to preach to ourselves. We have to remind ourselves daily. I used to call them affirmations, saying positive things about yourself. Now I call it preaching to myself, like, Ron, get off your pity pot. You have not been given a spirit of fear, but power, love, and sound mind. Come on, Ron. Jesus has forgiven you. What part of it is finished don't you understand? See, I have to preach to myself sometimes, because even as great and as wonderful and as powerful his mercy, his grace, and forgiveness is in our lives and in my life, I still find it too good to be true. I still think, why me? But then I have to preach to myself and say, Ron, quit questioning what the Bible says is true. What Jesus said. He said, you are acceptable to me. Let's do life. I've forgiven you. Now, come on, let's move on. And friends, it took me a lot of years to finally, absolutely believe it. And now it's everything I do with my actions, my thoughts, my beliefs, my interactions with people. I know who I am, and I know why I'm here, and I know what I have to do before I leave this world. Those are three important questions that I think every single one of us needs to ask ourselves. I believe the two greatest days in each of our lives is the day we were born and the day we discover why we were born. Friends, I believe with my whole heart and soul, it doesn't matter about the current election. It doesn't matter who's in office. It doesn't matter if all the storms all around us. When you live on your island with Jesus, he becomes the center of your life. You will have abundance and peace and joy. And that is worth millions of dollars. And it's absolutely free with a life with Jesus. When I return, I want to tell you about my best event, my baby event, my 41-year-old Christmas City gift show. It was a show that, well, it shouldn't have happened because, well, I was a goofball. I'll tell you that right out. I'll talk about it right after the break.
You're listening to Get the Hell Out of Your Life with your host, Ron Meyers. Real stories, real struggles, and real hope.
Here's a refreshing word from Ephesians 5:1-2. Therefore, be imitators of God as dear children, and walk in love as Christ also has loved us and given himself for us.
We would like to express our gratitude to Coffee News for their support of this program. Are you tired of scrolling through the same old news feeds every morning? Then switch things up with Coffee News. Our publication is filled with interesting stories, brain teasers, and uplifting quotes that are sure to brighten your day. And now you can access Coffee News anytime, anywhere by visiting our website. So whether you're sipping your morning coffee at your favorite cafe or browsing online from your desk, we've got you covered. Start your day off right with Coffee News at readcoffeenewsonline.com.
The Christmas City Gift Show. We've transformed the entire Mississippi Coast Convention Center in Biloxi into an illusion of Christmas with gifts for everyone. Games, planes, jewelry, and toys. Paintings, pottery, candles, and food. Guaranteed to put you in the Christmas mood. Visit the North Pole with free kids' crafts and photos with Santa himself. Bring the whole family to the event everyone is talking about. The Christmas City Gift Show in Biloxi, inside the Mississippi Coast Convention Center. The holiday event you've been waiting for. Produced by Ron Meyers.
It's the greatest show in the South!
Don't miss the 41st annual edition of the Christmas City Gift Show, Friday, November 8th through Sunday, November 10th, inside the Convention Center at the Mississippi Coast Coliseum in Biloxi. For tickets and more information, log on to ChristmasCityGiftShow.com. That's ChristmasCityGiftShow.com.
Get the hell out of your life. Get the hell out of your life.
Welcome back, listeners. The Christmas City Gift Show. Now, maybe you never heard of it because you live outside the area, but the Christmas City Gift Show, it's a incredible event. About 255 exhibitors, vendors from all over the United States come for 3 days a year into Biloxi at the Coast Convention Center and sell their gifts to the public. It's awesome. I call it like Shark Tank on steroids. It's people just like you and I that are creative. They have ideas and they make a living by traveling and coming to different cities, visiting with you, Some of the most incredible conversations that you will have is just talking to some of these people, where they're from, what they do, how did they come up with these ideas. I think we need to be around creative people once in a while, because each of us have a dream button in us, a creative button in us that God placed there. And that's part of our talents, skills, and abilities that we get to magnify, that we get to grow it, we get to walk in it, and we get to share that with the world. And that's what happened with Christmas City. Christmas City started as an outdoor market with about 50 booths. In the second year of the Christmas market, I had one of my exhibitors, Mr. Shelton. What a nice man, did beautiful woodwork. He said, "Ron, I think you have outgrown this pavilion. You need to move into the Coliseum." I thought, wow, what a great idea. I'll have to think on that one. Well, at the end of the year, I was looking over everything, and I was really, I was ready to call it quits. I said, I'm not making money. I mean, this is ridiculous. I was a single dad. I had 2 children, taking care of them, and I needed to make money. I wanted my kids to be proud of me. But then I had this inspirational thought. Back to the idea that Mr. Shelton planted in my head. Maybe I need to go to the Coliseum and just create a big Christmas show that could support me for the year. The first year, it was a one-day event only, and we had over 13,000 people come through. I knew I had something. And this year, we will celebrate 41 years of the Christmas City Gift Show. And one of my most favorite memories is a snow playground. It was about in the 5th year of the Coliseum. We brought in a company from New Orleans called Pelican Ice Company, and we had a snow playground. I said, we got to have some snow. Kids down south maybe have never seen snow, and I'm from Iowa. I said, let's create a snow playground, and that was so fun. The original name was the Christmas Arts and Crafts Fair. The name was changed to Christmas City after my wife and I went to a church program and saw the entire stage decorated with little cottages and villages and beautiful scenery. And I said, I need to create a Christmas city. I'll be the mayor of the city, and it will be a fun city, everything related to Christmas. And friends, the fantasy began, and it was beautiful. It was exciting. It was colorful. And we lost all of our sets during Hurricane Katrina, and the scenery has never come back, but the spirit and the love is still there. And then last year, in 2023, we celebrated our 40th anniversary. It's all because someone had a desire to dream, to become something in life, because I was the black sheep of the family, and I wanted to make my mark in life, and I knew that something was out there for me, and I kept searching and searching. And when we search for things, friends, they just kind of fall in place. They run into us. People run into us. They give us ideas. We see something on TV. We see something in church. We see something that sparks an idea that takes us to a different part of our life. So if you have not been to Christmas City, I encourage you to check out my website, Christmas City Gift Show, and come visit me and say hi to all the vendors in there. And remember this, I would not have a radio show if it wasn't for Christmas City Gift Show. So that's why it's very important, because it is the arm of this ministry. And if you do come by the show, look for me. I'm always there. Listen for the guy on the microphone and then say, where is that guy? And find me. I would love to say hi, and I probably have a little souvenir that I'll give you. And this year, I promise a lot of love, a lot of good music, and just peace and goodwill towards men in the middle of Christmas City. Joy to the world.
The Christmas City Gift Show. We've transformed the entire Mississippi Coast Convention Center in Biloxi into an illusion of Christmas with gifts for everyone. Games, planes, jewelry, and toys. Paintings, pottery, candles, and food. Guaranteed to put you in the Christmas mood. Visit the North Pole with free kids' crafts and photos with Santa himself. Bring the whole family to the event everyone is talking about. The Christmas City Gift Show in Biloxi, inside the Mississippi Coast Convention Center. The holiday event you've been waiting for. Produced by Ron Meyers.
It's the greatest show in the South.
Don't miss the 41st annual edition of the Christmas City Gift Show, Friday, November 8th through Sunday, November 10th, inside the Convention Center at the Mississippi Coast Coliseum in Biloxi. For tickets and more information, log on to ChristmasCityGiftShow.com. That's ChristmasCityGiftShow.com.
Getting encouragement is important, and it helps us overcome our fears and gives us the courage to face life's challenges. To receive weekly messages of encouragement, all you need to do is text INSPIRE to 888-527-1223. That's 888-527-1223. Our messages are intended to inspire and empower you on your life journey. Remember, life is more enjoyable when you're inspired.
Ron will be back in a moment to wrap up today's conversation. We want to encourage you today with God's promise to you. It comes from the book of Jeremiah, chapter 29, verse 11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. That's God's promise to you when you choose to commit your plans and future to Him. Now, back to Ron.
Well, friends, I'm going to scoot out of here and go tell someone that Jesus loves them. And don't forget to have your daily conversations with Jesus. He gives you strength, He gives you power and inspiration. If you'd like to listen to previous episodes, please go to my website, thepromoter.org. Until next week, this is Ron Meyers reminding you that I love you, Jesus loves you, and when you give Jesus your heart, you not only take the hell out of your life, you experience joy and peace.
Get the Hell Out of Your Life is underwritten by the Christmas City Gift Show. We invite you to come shop with over 255 vendors from all over the United States from November 8th through the 10th inside the Coast Convention Center, located on the beach in Biloxi, Mississippi. You can find more information at ChristmasCityGiftShow.com. Thanks for listening. And if you would like to share your story of what God has done in your life or listen to previous episodes, please visit our website, thepromoter.org. Join us next week for another episode of Get the Hell Out of Your Life. Real stories, real struggles, and real hope.
The Christmas City Gift Show. We've transformed the entire Mississippi Coast Convention Center in Biloxi into an illusion of Christmas. Games, planes, jewelry, and toys. Paintings, pottery, candles, and food. Guaranteed to put you in the Christmas mood. Bring the whole family to the event everyone is talking about. The Christmas City Gift Show in Biloxi, inside the Mississippi Coast Convention Center. The holiday event you've been waiting for. Produced by Ron Meyers.
November 8th through the 10th.